Aloha, welcome to my channel, Purple Spirit Healing with Lolly, and I'm Lolly. It has been a while since I've done a video, over a month, well over a month, and life happens, things have been going on, the holidays, trips, it's been a while, and I miss doing videos, so I'm glad to be back. And what an amazing time it is, and the amazing topic we have for you today. And I can't wait because I have been up. I haven't been sleeping well because it's so exciting, plus the energy happening. So before I get started, please subscribe down below if you haven't done that already. Hit that little bell so you'll get notified next time I have a video out. And share it with all your friends. If you have friends who are kind of dabbling into the spiritual side of themselves, now's the great time to do it and share some of these videos with them, because when I was first starting out years ago, there wasn't a lot of information that I could easily access online. And I'm not going to say what year it was, but there wasn't a lot of internet. This channel, we can encourage and inspire spirituality for your daily life. What am I going to talk about today? The amazing full moon that's going to be happening on January the 10th. What's going on with this first full moon eclipse for the new year, why it's important and to be aware of it, and 3 tips. We're going to talk about 3 major things to help us align with this amazing energy. Let's get started. This is the first full moon of the year and it's an eclipse. So if you feel yourself a little bit different, I'm feeling other people are just on edge, I might be on edge, and everybody's acting not how they usually act or behave. That's because of this lunar energy happening, and because it's 2020. 2020 is an affinity number, and we'll go over that too. So this lunar eclipse occurs when the Earth's shadow blocks the sun's rays, causing no light to come onto the moon, because the moon doesn't have its own light. So the only way we are able to actually see the light is because the sun is shining on it. Isn't that cool? So that's what's going to happen on the 10th. The focus of this lunar eclipse in astrology terms is going to be really focused around communication. It's going to be challenging us to grow through the discomfort, and discomfort could mean having little family spats, having miscommunications at work, having people in the parking lot really pissed because you took their parking spot today, for reals. We'll see parts of ourselves that we've ignored because the moon will be coming into Cancer, and it's opposite the sun and Mercury at 20 degrees. And then it's also opposite Pluto and Saturn at 22 degrees. So you see all these numbers? We're in the year 2020. The moon is opposite Sun and Mercury, both at 20 degrees, 2020. And then Pluto and Saturn, 22, 22. So there's a lot of messages and symbols that the universe is giving us, telling to wake the hell up, pay attention. There's things happening on the planet that are not regular things, like all the fires happening in Australia. Mother Earth is waking up. She wants some attention. She's showing us that when she means it, she means it. The universe is giving us transformative energy to begin this brand new decade of 2020. So yeah, lots of symbols, messages in the planets. The universe is telling us a story. So we have been working through this eclipse energy portal since the 26th, so we're kind of halfway there. The world is awakening, it's heightening our intuitive senses. So if you start feeling little sensory things here and there, you're seeing little twinkly lights sometimes, you're noticing a song or an image really has gotten your attention and you feel like there's more meaning into it, you're seeing numbers in repeating patterns over and over again, and you're thinking, I think there's a message, I think I need to pay attention to this, I don't want to forget it, I feel it's important, then honor that. and start your research, because that's what the energy on the planet wants you to do. Connect to your higher self, connect to your intuition. So now that we are in this lunar eclipse, this lunar eclipse happening is very emotionally charged, and it will feel very challenging. And we're already feeling that now because the moon is in Cancer. So if anybody is a Cancer and you know what that's like, you feel like your heart is on your sleeve. You're very emotional. And because you feel that way, many Cancers are actually empaths, if you don't already know that. But because the moon is opposite 3 planets as well as the sun, there's a whole lot of energy, and the planets, all these planets, are fighting for the moon's attention. So there's a lot of things going on. There's a lot of players on the field, so to speak, and you're going to be feeling that tug of war, all these different things happening because the moon's in Cancer, but all these other planets and the sun are in Capricorn. And we'll talk about that too. So eclipses tend to shake things up, creating discomfort, discord, hurt feelings when you normally would just brush it off. You're going to say, no, I'm not having it today. And I'm going to tell you why. So you're going to feel yourself doing that, or you're going to notice people doing that to you. Say, what's up with you? Why are you so extra sensitive? It's because of that. So it's going to expose our shadow selves, when we're always on our good behavior, being polite, being politically correct. There's going to be events and situations where we're just going to go and let it out. We're going to let out our naughty selves. Our mouth might flap a little bit extra. We're going to be a little extra. And know that that's the energy happening. So if you feel very, very sensitive and you want to make sure you're not going to get yourself in a little trouble, understand that Cancer affecting the moon is going to want us to stay home. So you know what? You can't control yourself. Stay your ass home, honey. So if you are sensitive to the moon's energy like I am, you may feel the need to protect yourself. Stay home where you feel safe. I have felt that way too. I stayed home for New Year's Eve. I didn't even walk outside to look at any of the fireworks. I was that in love with my couch at that moment. So the lunar eclipse can increase our emotional sensitivity and nervous anxiety, and that's all due to Cancer. So let's look at the numerology meaning of all these planets being so closely clumped together in Capricorn. So the first one, the moon being in Cancer at 20 degrees. So that's the first 20. Then we have the sun and Mercury both in Capricorn opposite the moon at 20 degrees. So when something is opposite, then they're what? They're fighting. They're kind of in a competition mode. They're not working together in harmony. So the energy of the moon is kind of in combat with the sun and Mercury. So Mercury and the sun are conjunct, and conjunct in astrology terms means they're working together. And so we have 20-20-20. So in numerology terms, 2020 is considered an affinity number, and it has the resonance of focus, of relationships, creating strong relationships, because the sun and Mercury are together at the same 2020. They are really working together and supporting and complementing each other's traits. It also contains infinite potential. So this 2020 year means we have infinite potential to achieve our deepest desires. If we're brave enough to put that step forward and that attempt, put our heart out there, put our effort out there and give it a real try, you will be surprised of the amount of success that you will see and the amount of people that will come to support you. So the universe is urging us to take a deeper connection with our heart and have an intimate connection with our soul. We're going to really want to books about our astrology sign or births, get your numerology report done. I highly recommend it. I had mine done and it was amazing. It was like, oh, that's me. Oh, that's me. They'll talk about the things that you don't like about yourself, your shadow self. Oh, yeah, that's me. Damn. but you need to get to know yourself so that you know how you work and you know what your strengths are and you know the areas about you that you need to work on, that you either need to change, edit, make better. Allow yourself time, self-care, and when you do that, you're going to feel better about yourself. When we are better, you are better for your family, you're better for your community, you're better for the world at large. And if you're not doing that, you're not achieving your full potential. And that's what the energy of 2020 is really talking about. This energy is also helping us to think in terms of we and us instead of I and me. What is in it for me? How is that going to benefit me? And when we don't see harmony and equality in world events and world situations, we're not going to see the black and white of it, the right and wrong of it. We're going to see that people are going to want to start merging into acceptance. And we're going to want to see that on a community level as well. So with this energy of the moon opposite the sun and the influence of these numbers, it can create challenges or obstacles in your life that will inspire growth. Thing that is uncomfortable doesn't make you feel the greatest because you think, oh, I'm not doing this really well. I don't think I'm handling the situation really well. And it doesn't make you feel good because you know you're not being your best self. You're going to force yourself to work through it and grow and get better. So it's bringing all life into more harmony for yourself because you're going to want to work on yourself. And so you will see opposing forces. When you yourself notice how much you're changing, there's going to be people around you that don't like it because they might not be feeling that need to change. And people who don't change like things to stay the same because that's what they know. That's what they're comfortable with because they can expect certain things out of you. When you don't give them what they expect, then all their comfort level is out the window, right? We have people like that in our lives because that means they'll have to look at themselves and say, well, damn, if she is looking better and she's feeling better, maybe I have to look at myself in the mirror and see what I need to do for myself too. And sometimes people don't want to look at that. This is again that challenge, the obstacle, and to see yourself work through it. And yeah, it can lead to conflict and crisis that drains your energy. When we work with spirit for guidance, how do I work through this in the best way that will serve my highest good? And be open to whatever spirit shares with you. Okay, so let's talk about Cancer and the moon. So both of these two things, Cancer and the moon, both have divine feminine energy to nurture us through the growth process. So the universe is already giving us some help to deal with these challenges. And assistance, guidance will come through many different things. It might be just somebody brought you a box of cookies today. That's a gift. Take it. You will have that feeling of being very emotional. Cancer is a very emotional sign. It can make you feel very vulnerable as well. So understand that if you feel you're not yourself, why am I crying? Why am I so emotional? Why am I so sensitive on certain things that usually didn't bother me? Know that it's temporary. It's just the Cancer part. And sometimes crying or releasing emotion is a way of cleansing. Now let's talk about Mercury. So the moon is opposite Mercury, which affects communication. So Mercury is all about communication. And because this planet is in Capricorn, Capricorn encourages us to be present and in the moment. Be very conscious of the words that you're saying. Be very conscious of the body language that you're giving off. The inflections of your words have a lot of meaning. Things like gossip, criticism, excuses diminishes our light. So now let's look at Pluto and Saturn. So Pluto and Saturn are also in the mix, and both of them are also in Capricorn at 22 degrees. So now we have more twos, 22, 22. And guess what? That's an affinity number 2. It's crazy. So 2222 represents efficiency, prosperity, and relationships, wanting to make tight, bonded relationships. So this energy now resonates with diplomacy and business. So it's an energy that attracts material abundance, energy that is balanced, and that complements some of the other planets. So it's encouraging us to think things through, be very methodical about our next step on whatever situation that you're working on in life. Saturn is a really, really big planet. It's the biggest one. So it has a huge influence on what's going on right now, especially on this full moon. So it's all about timing and being in charge. Saturn likes to be seen and heard, and timing. So Saturn takes life very seriously and wants the integrity with how we move on the planet. So it says it's time for the Great Awakening. The Great Awakening for the planet, the Great Awakening for ourselves, the Great Awakening for humanity and those in charge to work with dignity. We are really looking at the people in charge, the leaders of the world, and we're kind of keeping tabs. We're watching what they say, we're watching what they do, we're doing our research. We're really requiring them to have integrity with their word, integrity with their actions, and if they're not, we're going to call them out on it. We want dignity back in this world again. As a humanity, as a total collective, we have the power to do that. Feeling of this time right now is for the truth to. Now let's look at Pluto. Pluto, being the slowest planet, is also the most influential because it moves through a sign very slowly. Pluto is very concerned with evolution, destruction, and the power of transformation from the destruction. It's focused on truth and revealing what has been hidden. Pluto also can cause inner turmoil with relationships. And so, wow, doesn't that feel like the world stage right now? There's major renovation happening. Okay, so let's go into the tips. And then after the tips, I'm going to pull a few cards, put a deck on the side to see if I want to. And it's a yes. So we are going to use Doreen Virtue's Mother Mary cards, and I love them. Tip number 1. With the moon in Cancer, a very emotional sign, you maybe want to just be home. And so allow yourself to be home. If you get invited to go somewhere and then at the last minute you realize, my God, that couch looks so good. Something about me just doesn't want to go through the door. Allow yourself to honor that feeling. You're not going agoraphobic. It's just you're allowing your intuition to tell you, I'm going to stay home today. You may feel a need to break from high energy personality people. Sometimes they can be a little exhausting because your patience is about here. And so instead, just seek joy in whatever you want to do. Take a look at the home, the body, and the mind. Ask yourself, is it healthy? Is it running well? Is it loved? Is it cared for? And is it content? What is it about your life that you feel is running well? What is it about your body and your mind that you feel are healthy? And do you feel loved overall? And do you feel cared for? Tip number 2, take action on only the priority things. Don't feel like you have to go 100% on everything that you might have an opportunity to. You don't need to do an entire renovation of your home, but cleaning out the closets is probably a good step. You don't need to get a new car, but you should probably have it looked at. I just gutted out my closet and wow, I had 4 boxes to go to donation. Why am I hanging on to this stuff? I have a little pack rat in me, and sometimes she's very bullheaded about keeping boxes. Invest in yourself. Ask the universe, I don't know if I have all the money for it right now, but I really want to do this. So universe, help me find the opportunity to get to this. So have a clear intention on the goals that you want to set for yourself for this year, and they don't have to be really specific. They can just be, I want to find friends in my life that are also on the same journey as I am. The universe wants us to really pay attention on where we're putting a lot of attention. Are we doing the things that really give us joy? Tip number 3, think about truth and integrity as it pertains to your life. What in your life that is in need of ending? What do you need to have a final goodbye to? Like things in your closet, or those clothes that you were gonna fit into one day, but they have been in a box in under the bed for long enough, and let someone else enjoy it. Also, what needs to begin in your life? What do you need to get started? What new chapters are you ready to begin in your life? This eclipse represents a resetting of our emotions, meaning forgiveness, allowing forgiveness to happen in your heart, clearing away the emotional baggage of the previous 6 months, things that happened last year. So let's do a few cards. I feel like I want 4 cards, you know, because the 2 thing. So we're going to ask, what would you like us to know regarding this eclipse portal? How can we take advantage of this moon cycle, and how can we serve it to our highest good? Okay, I want 1 card. What kind of divine guidance would you like to give us? This card. Okay, we got 2 more. Let's see. Oh, another card. I love it when it happens like that. Okay, 1 more card. What do you want to say? Okay, here's 1. Okay, we have our 4 cards. So, the first card is health. Look at your health. Look at your physical health. Look at your emotional health. So prayers of healing are coming down to us from the universe, from this beautiful, divine, feminine moon. So health, that's a good one. Blessings. So the universe is giving us these amazing blessings of this high intense planets happening in Capricorn and the moon in Cancer. So know that they are a blessing. This is an opportunity for us as a humanity, as a planet, to do some amazing changes, and also to count our blessings, which means we all have a blessed life in one way or another. Next card is mercy. This is big. This is big. So she wants us to have mercy for those that we are looking at, those world players, those world leaders that we are kind of giving them a low grade on right now, but also have a feeling of mercy for them. One, they are serving their purpose and forcing all of us as a people to wake up and take part and participate, to show mercy for people and events that have hurt you, that have wronged you. This is a way that we can move forward to heal, having mercy. Grace. Oh, what a beautiful card. So it just makes me feel warm. A nice, warm feeling just came over me. So grace. Have grace in all that you do. Have grace in the words that you express, how you express your feelings. That's big. That's beautiful. Thank you. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. I did. I learned a lot. These cards are amazing. If you enjoyed this video, put any comments down below if you have questions. I always love to make new friends and have conversations. Share this video on your social media. I am doing some readings. I have some openings up, so visit my website, purplespiриthealing.com. I have an Instagram channel and Facebook page with the same name, where I do cards of the day, I do little tips, I share whatever insights that Spirit gives me and wants to. Feel free to leave a comment and have any questions. Don't forget to like the video at the end, and have a blessed day with grace and mercy and blessings to all. Love you. Aloha.